like going this way the best. Man, I was out there. I don't know if I mentioned this last night. Maybe I did on the way back. Maybe not. You know, I went and picked out another photo. You know, that one I did of the vultures from the photo enlarger guy. He lives out in Danielsville. And it's kind of like this. Although it's, 16 miles from Athens. So you know it's going to be more. Well, anyway, they just had a estate get split between the siblings. The father died and the mother had died already. So he wanted 22 acres. And the family, he thought, just being a good guy, that the right thing to do was get it appraised. Well, what a mistake that was. He thought they gave him a deal for $300,000 for 22 acres. Man, that's a lot. But you're close to Athens. Shit. That's crazy. This is inching up here, 4,000 or 5,000 an acre, something like that, man. So it's getting to be, man. When you got places like this, you couldn't give this property away 30 years ago. And it's the same way where I got lucky in Florida. I paid $210,000 for 20 acres, which just seemed insane at the time. And now it's about $175,000 an acre. Fucking crazy. And that 20-acre piece is like super premium, because you can break it up into 4 or 5s, the big giant homes. But as you know, I got fucked out of that, and I'm appealing it. I should know in March or April if I prevailed or not. If I'm not, I got fucking hosed. I'll do fine either way. This would have driven me nuts younger. It really doesn't bother me that much older. I guess because it's not going to affect my lifestyle. Everything else got split. I just got fucked on that property. Well, everything else didn't get split. They gave her half of my property, and I got 10% of hers. Motherfuckers, that's one of my big arguments in my appeal. Just a bitch, man-hater judge. They showed me these pictures when I was down there during that trial. Like, does this look the same? Yeah, they showed it to me. It did look the same, and it is the same. There weren't any new buildings. That judge, like, fucking squints her eyes like, how the hell would you know? You haven't been down there in 15 years. Well, I do know. I built it, and nothing's changed. Dumb bitch. I'm gonna, you wait till the re-election down there. I'm gonna do what I can to keep that idiot from getting re-elected. She's the most overturned judge in Palm Beach County and has been. Why? She's Jewish, and she keeps getting re-elected because the people that are voting her in, because of the synagogue she goes to in that area, don't ever cross paths with her in court. And I hope to take care of that. Because she's a fucking bitch. Running on empty. This is a typical winter day down here. A little on the cool side. It's warming up tomorrow, I think, and the rest of the week. It gets in the 60s in the days. See, that's all clear cutting. I mean, clear cutting sucks if you've got to look at it. It's forever before it looks like a forest again, which, that's not the intention here. These trees are grown to be clear cut. They're not going into virgin forests and wiping them out. Get a coffee at my favorite coffee spot today. Well, it's not my favorite anymore because they never have skim milk. I'm really going to get into coffee again. I was talking to Stephanie about it. I'm going to send her a Christmas package of nice coffee. And you know, if you guys really like coffee, I've done this before and I've just kind of got out of it, you know, lazy, moved, blah, blah, blah. But if you really want, there's a lot to coffee. It's a finicky bean. It's not like carrots or something. And if you look at good, expensive coffees, just treat yourself and get some. There's a million varieties. You can get books really cheap on eBay about coffee beans, roasting, where they come from, blah, blah, blah. And then you get yourself an old Pyrex percolator or an old metal percolator with the clear knob on the top so you can see it boiling. And you just incinerate that coffee and you boil it until it's done. And you drink that coffee and you blow on it and sip it. And start sipping it at about 202 degrees, which will burn the holy hell out of you if you spill it on you, which is why it isn't done very often anymore. And now you're enjoying coffee to the fullest. I'm telling you, it's like a dessert. Good beans, freshly ground, percolated, and sipped at 202. It's a whole nother world. Really is. It's like 10 times better than an expensive Starbucks. Now, one little problem when you get into the lattes and the mochas and all that kind of stuff is burning the milk, which is an issue because the flash point is much lower than the coffee. So you got to do a little extra, like do the coffee first, keep it warm. Believe it or not, good coffee, top-notch coffee, should be only kept for about an hour. I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I do get Starbucks and stuff. That's okay. It's a grade up from home. But you know, you get used to drinking shitty coffee. I turn the heat down, huh? You don't know any better. McDonald's actually has a good bean, but they don't. It's not hot enough. That Tellway hamburger place down where I used to do the interviews, cheap-ass Folgers, but it's scalding hot, which is why everybody talks about how good their coffee is. It's good because it's hot, not because it's a good bean. Big difference. So really try to do that around the holidays. There used to be a place called, I don't know if there's any left, Gloria Jeans, and I had one in Chicago. You go in there, the whole mall smelled like Gloria Jeans coffee. And they had enough guts to serve it hot. But you know what happens on a lot of those things is their insurance underwriter gives them a coffee temperature. It's like, hey, we're not insuring you for liability if you're serving coffee over 200 degrees. Well, it kind of makes sense. So either you pay, you know, $5,800 a year or $11,900 a year because you want to serve it hot. That's why it's not as hot as it should be. Got the windows down, hon. I gotta give her a haircut. All blacks. See now the temperature speed limit slows down here a little bit. Coming into town. They bitch about the speeds here all the time. See, this is a privately owned lumber company, kind of cool. I thought about getting into a milling company. I spent about a week thinking about that, a big milling, selling seed and shit. But to be honest with you, there's just not that much money in it. It's not really worth it, and it's super competitive. What's weird about like cracked corn and stuff is you could buy 2 tons of it, and you really don't save that much money by buying it by the bag at Tractor Supply, is the biggest ripoff there is on price. It's crazy. And if you get this machinery, the good shit, I'm talking about where you can like kick out and mill your own crack corn. First of all, you got to get it there. And secondly, you got to grind it. There's just, you'd need to like sell a gazillion bags to pay off that machinery. I want to get into something better. Something fun. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it. That's why I don't want to do PI. I'm so sick of that. I kissed asses for 40 years. 30, well, how many? Really 30. I mean, it's a huge ass-kissing business, man. You just